They say when you lose everything, you discover what truly matters. I never thought my own children would strip me of almost everything I owned. My savings, my jewelry, my little home in Seattle. But let me tell you this. They took everything, except my dignity. I'm an old woman now, 74 years old, living in a small apartment on the rainy side of Seattle. My life wasn't perfect, but it was mine. I had a modest savings account, some heirlooms from my mother, and a heart full of love for my children. My husband passed away years ago, and the only thing that kept me strong was the belief that family always comes first. I cooked for them, babysat their children, even emptied my own pockets to help them during hard times. I thought love was enough. I was wrong. One evening, my son Daniel knocked on my door. His voice was shaky. "Mom, I'm in trouble. I just need a little help. Just until next month." I didn't even think twice. I handed him the envelope with what I had saved for rent. The following week, my daughter Melissa called. She said she was behind on her car payments. I pulled off the little gold bracelet from my wrist, a gift from my late husband, and I gave it to her. She promised she'd pawn it just for a few days. A few days turned into forever. Before long, helping became expected. Not requested, expected. My small savings vanished, one emergency at a time. I noticed they stopped visiting me for dinners, stopped calling to check in, unless they needed something. And then came the final blow. I came home one rainy afternoon and noticed my jewelry box missing. Inside it were my wedding ring, my mother's locket, and the last chain my husband gave me before he died. Gone. When I confronted my son, he looked me straight in the eye and said, "Mom, you don't need those things. You're old. We needed the money more than you." I felt my knees give out. Not because of the jewelry, but because of the cruelty in his words. The very next week, I received a notice from the bank. My own home, the little house I had paid off over decades, had been signed over without my knowledge. My children had convinced me to sign some papers for them months earlier. I thought it was something small. It was my house. And just like that, I was homeless. They moved into my house, and I was given a few boxes of clothes and told, "You can stay in a senior facility, Mom. It'll be better for you." Better for me? They had taken everything. That night, I sat in a shelter bed in downtown Seattle. The rain tapped against the window like it was crying with me. I looked at my wrinkled hands and whispered, "I gave them everything. And this is what I have left." But then something inside me shifted. I realized they could take my jewelry, my savings, my home, even the last piece of gold I had. But there was one thing they could never steal: my dignity, my voice, my story. Instead of drowning in silence, I started writing letters. Letters to myself, to my late husband, and eventually to the world. One day, at the community center, I shared my story out loud. People cried. Some hugged me. One woman said, "You gave me the courage to stand up to my own children who've been using me." That's when I understood. My pain could be someone else's strength. I found a small senior apartment with government assistance. It wasn't big, but it was mine. My dignity came back every time I cooked a meal with my own groceries, paid with my own money. Daniel and Melissa still call sometimes. But now, I answer with boundaries. I don't give them $1. I don't let them guilt me anymore. And I don't feel shame when I say no. Because I finally understood. Being a mother doesn't mean being a victim. To anyone listening, don't wait until it's too late. Protect yourself. Protect your dignity. Even when the people closest to you betray you, remember, they can take your things, but they cannot take your worth. I lost my jewelry. I lost my home. I lost the family I thought I had. But I found something greater. My voice, my strength, my dignity. And sometimes, that's all you need to start over.